Most people do not fail because they are weak. They fail because they keep waiting. They wait for motivation. They wait for support. They wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait for someone to understand their pain. They wait for someone to come into their life and fix everything. But life does not work like that. Life does not stop because you are tired. Time does not pause because you are hurt. The world does not slow down because you are struggling. And maybe that sounds harsh. But sometimes the truth that hurts you is the same truth that saves you. Because the moment you understand that no one is coming to save you, something inside you changes. You stop blaming. You stop waiting. You stop expecting people to carry the weight that was always yours to carry. You begin to realize that your future is not someone else's responsibility. It is yours. Your discipline is yours. Your healing is yours. Your dream is yours. Your comeback is yours. And nobody can build it for you. People can support you. People can guide you. People can inspire you. But at the end of the day, you are the one who has to wake up. You are the one who has to make the decision. You are the one who has to face the pain. You are the one who has to do the work when nobody is watching. That is the part most people avoid. They want the result, but they do not want the responsibility. They want a better body, but they do not want discipline. They want more money, but they do not want pressure. They want peace, but they do not want to leave toxic people. They want success, but they do not want sacrifice. So they stay stuck. Not because life gave them no chance, but because they kept waiting for someone else to give them permission to begin. Listen carefully. You do not need permission to change your life. You do not need everyone to believe in you. You do not need everyone to understand you. You do not need everyone to clap for you. Sometimes, the greatest version of you will be built in a season where nobody sees you, nobody supports you, and nobody understands what you are trying to become. And that is okay. Because the strongest people are not created in comfort. They are created in pressure. They are created in silent mornings when they do not feel like getting up, but they get up anyway. They are created in lonely nights when they feel broken, but they still choose not to quit. They are created in moments where life gives them every reason to give up, but they decide, not me. Not today. That decision is where your new life begins. Not when everything becomes easy, but when you become strong enough to stop running from hard things. Because the truth is, nobody is coming to wake you up early. Nobody is coming to remove your bad habits. Nobody is coming to control your emotions. Nobody is coming to fix your mindset. Nobody is coming to build your confidence. Nobody is coming to save you from the version of yourself that keeps making excuses. That is your battle. And you have to fight it. Every single day. You have to fight the laziness. You have to fight the fear. You have to fight the doubt. You have to fight the voice in your head that says, maybe I am not enough. Because you are enough. But being enough does not mean life becomes easy. Being enough means you have the power to become better. You have the power to start again. You have the power to rebuild. You have the power to walk away from what is destroying you. You have the power to choose discipline over comfort. But power means nothing if you never use it. A lot of people are waiting for confidence before they start. But confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. You do not become confident by thinking about change. You become confident by proving to yourself that you can keep promises to yourself. Every time you say you will do something and you actually do it, your confidence grows. Every time you wake up when you said you would, your confidence grows. Every time you choose discipline when comfort is calling you, your confidence grows. Every time you keep going even when nobody notices, your confidence grows. That is how a strong person is built. Not by words. Not by dreams. Not by excuses. By action. Small action. Repeated action. Silent action. Consistent action. And maybe right now, your life does not look like what you wanted. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you feel tired. Maybe you feel like everyone else is moving forward while you are still trying to figure yourself out. But listen. Being behind does not mean you are finished. A slow start is still a start. A painful season is still a season. A broken chapter is not the whole story. You can still change. But you have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is not coming. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start while you are scared. Start while it is messy. Start while nobody believes in you. Because clarity comes after movement. You do not find your path by standing still. You find it by walking. One step at a time. And yes, you will make mistakes. You will fail. You will lose motivation. You will have days where you feel like quitting. But that does not mean you are weak. That means you are human. The difference between people who win and people who stay stuck is not that winners never feel pain. Winners feel the pain and move anyway. They feel fear and move anyway. They feel doubt and move anyway. They feel tired and move anyway. Because they understand something most people do not. Your feelings are real, but they are not always your leader. If you only move when you feel ready, you will stay in the same place forever. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when your emotions are begging you to stay comfortable. That is maturity. That is strength. That is self-respect. Because every time you choose the easy way, you teach yourself that your excuses are stronger than your goals. But every time you choose the hard way, you teach yourself that your future matters more than your comfort. And one day, those small choices become your identity. You stop saying, "I want to change," and you become the person who changes. You stop saying, "I want discipline," And you become disciplined. You stop saying, "I want a better life." And you start building one. That is the moment everything shifts. Not because someone saved you, but because you finally decided to save yourself. And that decision will not always look dramatic. Sometimes saving yourself looks like waking up early. Sometimes it looks like deleting distractions. Sometimes it looks like walking away from people who keep pulling you back. Sometimes it looks like studying when your friends are wasting time. Sometimes it looks like training when your body is tired. Sometimes it looks like staying silent when you want to react. Sometimes it looks like choosing peace instead of proving a point. Sometimes it looks like starting again after failing for the 100th time. That is what saving yourself really means. It is not one big heroic moment. It is 1,000 small decisions that prove you are no longer available for the old version of your life. And understand this. The old version of you will fight to survive. Your old habits will call you back. Your old friends may not understand you. Your old mindset will try to convince you that change is too hard. But you have to keep going. Because the life you want will cost you the life you are comfortable with. You cannot become new while holding on to everything that keeps you old. You cannot build discipline while protecting laziness. You cannot build peace while entertaining drama. You cannot build confidence while constantly breaking promises to yourself. You cannot build success while living like your time does not matter. Something has to change. And that something is you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not your partner. Not your environment. You. Because even if life has been unfair to you, your healing is still your responsibility. Even if people hurt you, your growth is still your responsibility. Even if your past was difficult, your future is still your responsibility. That may sound heavy, but it is also freedom. Because if your life is your responsibility, then your life is also in your hands. You are not powerless. You are not trapped forever. You are not defined by where you started. You can choose again. You can rebuild again. You can become someone your younger self would be proud of. But you have to stop waiting. Stop waiting for motivation. Create routine. Stop waiting for confidence. Create evidence. Stop waiting for support. Create momentum. Stop waiting for the pain to disappear. Use the pain. Let it wake you up. Let it teach you. Let it make you stronger. Let it remind you that you were not born just to survive. You were born to become. And becoming is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires patience. It requires loneliness. It requires discipline. It requires you to keep choosing your future even when your present feels heavy. But one day, you will look back and understand. The season that felt like it was breaking you was actually building you. The loneliness was teaching you independence. The rejection was teaching you self-worth. The failure was teaching you discipline. The pain was teaching you strength. And the moment nobody came to save you was the moment you discovered that you could save yourself. So today, make a decision. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when life gets easier. Today. Decide that you are done waiting. Done blaming. Done delaying. Done shrinking. Done living below your potential. Decide that even if nobody supports you, you will still move. Even if nobody believes in you, you will still build. Even if nobody claps for you, you will still keep going. Because this is your life. And no one is coming to save it for you. But the good news is, you do not need them to. You have yourself. And when you finally become serious about your own life, everything begins to change. So get up. Start small. Move silently. Keep your promises. Protect your focus. Build your discipline. And become the person you kept waiting for. Because no one is coming to save you. You are the one you have been waiting for.